Who even has this crazy, grotesque thought that what Europe needs the most is Tony Blair as its president? Do you want Tony Blair to be president of the European Union? I didn't hear you. All those who are against Tony Blair becoming this warmonger, this war criminal, becoming president of the European Union, all those against, show us your hands. Because one of the problems we face today is that the politicians are completely out of touch with public opinion on the war. In Germany, 80% of the population is against the war in Afghanistan. In Spain, 70% is against. In Italy, 60% is against. In Britain, there is an increasing, growing minority now which is in favor of pulling the troops out. And this is not reflected in British politics. The silent majority now increasingly in Europe is against war. Will they ever be invited onto Question Time? Will the BBC take seriously the dissenters, the opponents not in Parliament, who represent a growing public opinion against the continued occupation of Iraq and Afghanistan? No. George Galloway is a member of Parliament. How many times has he been on Question Time? I remember after 9/11 they asked me, and a nervous producer ran up and said, "We just want to know, Tariq, if you come on, will you be attacking Tony Blair, the Prime Minister?" I said, to say I'll be attacking him is an understatement. I will savage him. The invitation was withdrawn. Now look, the situation in Afghanistan is beyond a joke. Afghans are dying, European soldiers are dying, American soldiers are dying. I was in Canada last day and I met a very tough-looking young guy at an anti-war meeting. Just soon after Obama's election victory. And he was wearing a t-shirt saying US troops out of Afghanistan, which he came up with afterwards. He was a US Marine. And he said, "I decided to go AWOL." And I said, "Tell me why." And he said, "What we are doing to the people of Afghanistan is intolerable, and what broke me was the racism and the disgusting Islamophobia." And he said the way we were taught and educated on how to talk about the Afghans, call them Hajj, refer to them by also, that I couldn't take and it broke me. And what did I said, "What did you do?" He said, "I just bought a ticket, went to the airport and flew out to Canada." And he said, "I'm not alone. There are many, many other US Marines who are just as unhappy as I am with this war." And how could they not be? Because this is a war without end. There is no exit strategy. They don't know why they're there. There are no real demands. Secretly, they've been talking to the Taliban or the neo-Taliban or the insurgent leadership now for over a year, pleading with them to come in and join the Karzai government. And the reply they get from the insurgents, "We are prepared to be part of any national government in Afghanistan. It is our country, but we will not join any government as long as there are foreign troops occupying us." And they're right. And they're absolutely right. So the question here for British citizens and European citizens is very simple. We do not, Europe, NATO, Britain, following Washington's lead, has no right to occupy Iraq, no right to occupy Afghanistan, no right to threaten Iran. Afghanistan, they can send in 250,000 more troops if they want, they still will not win. Which is why